All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to We Are WED Talks. Today we have Melissa Wilson.
Hey.
How are you doing, Melissa?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I was like, since y'all started this thing, I'm like, I want to do it. Call me, Miss Ramsey. I don't know Caleb, but I want to meet him too. I'm always down to talk, so this is good for me.
Yeah, Melissa Wilson Photography. A great. Melissa is so energetic and cares so much about her clients, and she loves punching them in the face with professionalism. So we had a wedding at Margaritaville. So hot.
At Margaritaville, dude?
At Margaritaville. So hot.
Like inland shark. This is outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
So hot, dude. I'm drenching. Anyway, we kill it like we always do. And then I don't know how it happened, but I was like, yep, they just got punched in the face with professionalism.
It was so perfect. It is like tattooed inside my brain, and I can't not say it like at least once a month, I think. It's too good. So if anybody tries to steal that, you can't, because we've trademark Ramsey Coats.
Taken.
Boom.
It is taken.
Boom. You see this? Punch in the face with professionalism.
We need bumper stickers.
Boom.
We
Boom.
do.
We are WED Talk # punch in the face with professionalism.
I'm down with
I
it.
need like a name tag with it like right underneath it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
T-shirts. This is
Yeah.
gonna go viral.
Like your face and my fist.
And me taking a picture of it over in the corner.
Or I was an hour late today, so my face, your fist.
And I'll still take a picture of it, laughing.
So Melissa, tell us about Melissa Wilson Photography, how you got started, what got you into photography. Tell us the whole story.
Oh gosh.
Let's go.
I'll try to abridge it a little bit. But so I've been doing photography, picked up a camera, 16 years old, a film manual, like old school. This is before digital. So this is the Stone Age for some newbies out there, like, what's film? What's 35 millimeter? And I just started doing stuff for friends. You know how it goes. Weddings for people in my church, and really not slaying it probably, but those people still love their pictures, and we caught the moments, and that kind of bit me a little bit. That photo bug got me. Caleb knows what I'm talking about. And just from there, I really just did it as a hobby until I was about 23 and was saying, man, what am I going to do? I need to go to college because I graduated early. I had a job. I'd been working and really never knew what I wanted to specifically do, and which was really a blessing in disguise that I waited, because I found I want to do photography. This is going to be good. When I get married, when I have kids, I can stay at home and, make my own schedule. So that was the ultimate goal. And went to school, went to college, go PSC, represent the local. And I think it was about 7 years ago. That sounds about right. We'll say 7. 7's a good number. Quit my full-time job, leap of faith. I had a wedding booked at Margaritaville. Kind of funny. Shout out to Margaritaville too, again. But just was like, you know what? I think I need to do this full time. I love it. It's my passion. I hate my day job. So
What'd you do?
I worked in an office at a furniture store, which I loved the people. So that's not in question, but the day-to-day grind, the work,
I get
it just, I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. It wasn't my calling. It's not what God wanted me to do. That's for sure. So that leap of faith paid off in huge ways. I was married. I was already married at the time. And we just rolled with it, and honestly, been rolling ever since. I've met amazing people, and funny enough, I know Chloe was just here. Chloe and I actually started our businesses around the same time.
Wow.
So I've really been blessed to see her business grow. She's helped my business grow.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, I don't feel like MWP could be what it is without Supposi and Ramsey and literally everyone, because I met Ramsey through Chloe, and it's just people have really helped make my business what it is, word of mouth
awesome.
And the love there. So yeah, from then on, I mean, it's just been, just loving what I do.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. How many people get to do like what they love?
It's
their
so
true
funny.
passion. I mean, in this room, we're at a high ratio, right?
Yes.
But
I feel like once a week, like we talk, and we're both just like, dude, like we get to do this for a living. Like
Yeah.
we don't have to go to the 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever it is.
Right.
Like we get to do this.
And
Like,
I mean, with what I'm doing too, with weddings and engagements and families and baby announcements and births. And I mean, the list is endless. I don't do births that much, but when I do, it's for past clients, and everybody's always happy.
yeah.
People are not sad when you're taking pictures of happy events in their life.
Yep.
So literally, I go to work and everybody's always happy.
Everybody's happy.
Nobody's mad.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
Yes.
So getting to make people happy. I mean, I live in a world of mutual blessings, I think. So I just love what I do. And I'm just so blessed to be in the space that I'm in and be able to help provide for my family and still be there for my daughter. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like you, to where I worked a full-time job and I started my business and then I grew it and then I quit like once the business was big enough to sustain and everything. What was kind of your process? Like, where was the point for you when you were like, okay, I'm leaving my day job, I'm gonna do this full time?
I don't think I was as cemented. Like, it literally was like a leap of faith. I had one big wedding booked. You know, I mean, I
Okay.
had it was like a $3,500 wedding, which at the time too, that was not average for me. That was like, man,
Yeah.
all right.
Crushing it.
By the way, still friends with those people too. They live in Nashville. I went to Nashville and did a family session for them the last time I was there.
Wow.
So, I mean, the longevity with clients is amazing. And that was like I said.
face of professionalism.
But yeah, so the process, it really was like, okay, I love this. I believe in my heart that I can sustain this
Yeah.
with the passion I have for it and the drive. It's going to be hard. But I think if you love anything enough and you put into it what needs to be put into it, you're going to get that back.
Yeah.
So it really was funny though. I was not in like I got a nest egg and I've
Yeah.
got this. It was like, we got Ace, my husband, we got his job, and we've got this. And what I will say, what was kind of nice, what was really nice was my boss that at the time said, if this doesn't work out, you can come back. Like, there's always a space for you here.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm probably not coming back, but I love
Yeah.
you and I'll come visit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was really just a lot of faith, lots of faith. And sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And I feel like people like us, like Chloe, like Kelly, like there's just no option.
Yeah.
There's no failing. There are bumps in the road, but there's just no option. Like, you're not going to tell me I'm not going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to figure it out. So if you're thinking about starting a business, wedding business, whatever,
Do it.
do it. Just do it.
Don't think about it. Just do
Haley's
it.
talked about this on the last episode. Like, just don't let the fear stop you.
No.
Yeah.
And reach out to other people. That I will say, that's something, like when I mentioned Chloe, I sent cold call emails to vendors in the area who inspired me.
Crushing it. I like it.
I mean,
I like it.
I think I read that somewhere to do that. And I was like, oh, you'd think for me, knowing me, if anybody knows me, that wouldn't be out of my comfort zone. But reaching out to someone that you don't know, that's kind of saying, well, I guess I'm trying to accept I could fail there, or I could be told no.
Yeah.
Rejection, but really, what did I have to lose? They either were going to contact back or not. Well, Chloe was one that contacted back, and we went and had coffee and we did a styled shoot. I still love that styled shoot that we did. We don't really have time for styled shoots anymore, it feels like, which is great. But I remember that collaboration and but reaching out to other vendors, even if they're not fully cemented, just look at people who inspire you and who you want to be your tribe,
Yeah.
And I totally believe in having a tribe. It's not a clique. It's people you just jam with.
Yeah.
And that was really wonderful. There were other people too. And just along the way, like I said, with Ramsey and Sarah Jillian and Perrin and, these amazing people, Jillian Holtz, and just people who you're all lifting each other up. You're literally like, everybody's doing this all the time. I'm doing this weird. This should be a gift. Make this a gift. But you're literally like, you just keep lifting each other higher and higher. And that I don't think your business can survive without that mutual respect for each other and push and drive.
Definitely.
You know what? You said style shoot and you talked about Sarah, and I think we should have like a West reunite
Old school
style shoot
reunion.
Yes, we should all get up, chill out, and then like do a style shoot. Like, that would be like so much fun.
I'm down for whatever, whenever, that. Just call me and say, well, let's go do this. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm free. Give me a day. I'm good.
Whenever, wherever. Sorry.
Soundtrack to your life provided by Ramsey Codes.
Basically.
Facebook professionalism. So you know how I was saying, like, it would be Chloe, Ramsey, Sarah, Melissa, like we like non-stop. It was, I really want to say, don't get me wrong, the wedding industry was doing well. It was doing good. But I really think, especially Sarah and Chloe, like they just sparked something. Like the block party wedding, like just set a fire. Like I
was going to say they were on fire, like all the time. I mean, honestly, inspiring to me. Whenever I feel like I'm like taking a back seat or I'm like, no, wait. What would Chloe do?
Yeah.
Chloe would create a new business. Business number 17. We make hats now. I don't know. It's just something random. And she'd crush it, you know?
Yep.
So, because failure is just not an option.
Not
you just
an
do
option.
it all. But I mean, you got to know when to slow down. I know that when she had Blake and when I had Jules, it was like, okay, this is different. We have to kind of turn it around. But I'm proud to be in that lineup that you just gave, you know, Chloe, Sarah, Ramsey, Melissa. Like, and there are other people. Let's, you know, we could go on. There were more people in that studio. There's more people beyond that studio.
Yes, there are.
So if you're watching this, we love you too. And you definitely know you are. It would take 10 minutes to run through the roll call. You'll be in the style shoot. But
No, you won't.
no, you won't. That's why I didn't name names.
Ramsey's
Stop.
feeling kind of salty today.
Gosh, so sassy.
I know. I woke up late, man. I'm still not awake.
Gosh, you need to go get him some coffee or
I
something.
got it for him this morning.
He did. He got my bang. I gotta have my bangs. One bang. See, it was
Yeah.
right over there.
I knew like I got up this morning, like I got it, and then I called him. He's like, "Hey, man, yeah, I'm getting dressed, bro." Dude wasn't awake yet.
His eyes weren't open when he was talking to you either. Not at all.
He's laying next to Melissa, and Melissa's like, "Get up."
45 minutes later. Hey,
By the way, Melissa's his wife.
Yes, Melissa is his wife. I guess I should clarify.
oh, this episode.
That could have gotten really embarrassing really fast. Scandal. Scandal on We Are WED Talks today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So his name's Melissa too. And we actually used to joke around that we were Melissa squared and I was his work wife. And while Melissa is his wife of all things, you know, it's like, I got you, girl. And Melissa, by the way, she laughs at all of this. So yeah, she's my girl. Been to my house. We're all good. Feel the need to over clarify now. Thanks, Caleb.
Awkward.
Sorry to ruin this episode, guys.
No, it's good.
No,
We're gonna stop and start again.
This is completely normal, actually. So this is fine. We'll just go.
With that being said, I had the opportunity to know you and work with you before Jules. How has work-life balance changed since Jules?
Oh goodness! So
And how old is Jules now?
she's 3.
Yep. Same age. That's right.
Same
Her and
age. They're
Becca's
a month apart, almost exactly. Like,
Yep.
wasn't he July 30th or
June 30th.
June 30th? I mean June 30th. Gosh, Blake was like a couple years after that, but he was in the beginning of August or something. So I get it. All of our kids are squished together. Yeah, they were a month exactly apart. She's May 30th, and oh gosh. So you think that when you have a kid, especially when you're in our industry, it's like, oh, I still make my own schedule. I can maintain. So that first year, I kind of maintained that like 30, 35 weddings
Wow.
plus sessions plus,
Wow.
you know, that's a lot. I mean,
That's
it just-
a lot.
If you're new and you're just starting and you're watching this, you think, oh man, yes, 30. You don't always want to do that. That's not what you want your life. Otherwise, that's all you're doing.
That's your life.
You know, if you're single and you can do that, go for it. Implement your business. I think it's great. But when you start adding a husband or a wife and you've got children, I had a pretty big encounter with reality. Talk about being punched in the face. I went like full steam for about a year and a half and was working, probably sleeping maybe an average of 4 hours a night.
Mm-hmm.
Not sustainable. You're going to probably die
Mhm.
or be hospitalized. And then the next year, fortunately, I was not hospitalized or died. But the Lord, I think, just gave me a super big wake-up call. And I didn't book very much. It kind of just, I don't know what happened. It was like crickets for a while. I'm like, this is not what's been happening for the last 5 years. What is going on? I mean, I was depressed over it, not depressed in the deepest sense of the word, but, you know, you're down and just dumpy about it, you know? Until a couple months later, I realized if I kept on that same stream, that same boat I was in, which was probably taking on too much water, I would have never seen the things that Jules was doing as she was growing up. And fortunately, I discovered this, and this gift of realization was given to me before she was 2. So I've really, when she was gearing up into like becoming a little person, a real little running around personality there, I've been able to really find that balance, and constantly remind myself, balance your life, say no to people. It's okay to turn down weddings or shoots or something. If you need a day off, if you need a week off, it's okay. Yeah. You'll just get something else, go bless somebody else and refer them to another photographer.
That's awesome.
So finding the balance, and now she's in preschool with Bex. So, it's nice though, because it gives me a little bit of time, work from home. Yeah. It's stressful sometimes, but it's definitely been a journey of balance, finding that space to be in where you can still do everything, but not have to do everything.
Not miss out on your kid's life.
Exactly.
How old's your kid?
3. She's nearing 3.
We have a 3-year-old as well, and it's just like you, especially like that. Like you said, that 2, like once they turn 2, and then you're like, oh man,
they're little humans now.
And especially working on Saturdays, you're like, man, I'm missing out a lot.
Birthday parties and things like that. That my mom or my husband takes her to. But I'm constantly being sent pictures, and I don't miss her birthdays, and we take tons of vacations together. That kid is well traveled. She's been to, I think, 8 states and 2 countries. And
wow.
She's
more than me.
She's got more stamps in her passport than Ramsey.
I don't even have a passport, ladies and gentlemen.
We're trying to take Ramsey more places. He's taxable.
Well, it's hard to take him places.
It is. So, it is. We're working on it though.
Outside of weddings, it was like, oh, that's it for him.
We have these tranquilizers they use on gorillas. It usually calms them down. So.
True story. True story.
This is the weirdest podcast ever.
It's fun though.
I love it.
So what is one piece of advice that you'd give to like new like photographers, especially because it's like, I feel like within photography, especially in Pensacola or the Gulf Coast area, it's super saturated. Whenever I started getting into the business, I was looking at photography and videography, and I just hopped on Wedding Wire, and I think Wedding Wire, if I remember correctly, had like 300 photographers listed and like 30 videographers. Yeah. And I was just like, what? Yeah.
Scary number, never going to book anything.
Yeah, basically. Everybody thinks that.
Oh, God.
So, like, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who is starting out?
I would say, this might be like 3 pieces of advice, but all kind of relate to each other. So, be you. So, don't compare yourself.
Boom.
Go in being you. So, that's pretty much the number one, because I think if you go in and you be yourself, we're talking personality. Don't like shy away from people. When you're sitting there talking to people, when you're doing an email, it should sound like you.
Yeah.
Like I have no doubt that if I were to read an email from Ramsey, it would be like full of Ramsey-ness, and my mother, who's read some of my emails and knows me very well, says, you sound exactly like you do in person. I said, that's great, because I want that. Sometimes that's the first impression people have.
Yeah.
So when you're doing weddings, when you're meeting with people, don't ever give them an expectation that you're something other than you are. Be yourself, set up the exact bar of who you are. And I don't think you can fail when you do that.
Yeah.
Because you just stay true. The second thing that goes along with that is to not compare is community over competition.
Boom.
I mean, don't get out there and be like, oh, I have to book more than this person, or, oh man, they're better than me, or, oh man, I see that they're just busy all the time. Actually, you don't know if they're busy all the time.
Yeah.
They could be digging into the old files of photos just to keep the gram looking full, So if that's something that's in your way, stop following people on Instagram. Stop
That's
following
good
local.
advice.
I did that for a while, actually. I got into that, slump where I was comparing myself to local people, and that is just a drop of poison in your heart. That's one thing. It makes you not get along with people. It makes you not see your business fully or dedicate. You're constantly saying, I got to do this to my business because of this person.
It devalues yourself as well, and then you don't produce like the highest quality of work. Yeah.
Where's the creativity if you're constantly worried about that?
You're like, oh well, they're doing this and this with their photography, videography. Then it's like, okay, well, if I want to keep up with this person, I do that. You're right. Like it kills. Like me and him have this conversation pretty often. I feel like where it's just like, just because it look like you said, just because it looks like they're booking a lot of weddings, you don't know the reality of it,
No. And who cares if they're booking a lot of weddings? You need to just trust that you're getting what you need.
Yeah.
And I think honestly that this, I'm in a few photography groups, and we have one that's there for second shooters, like when we reach out for people to second shoot for us, but we're constantly referring weddings, sessions, everything. And I have people on a constant referral list. Like if I can't do something, I say, well, go to this person. And that is so appreciated. I've had people been sent to me, and that's a huge compliment, you know? And if we all keep boosting each other up, no matter who's doing better, best, not as good, new, just support people, and you're going to have enough business. We live on the Gulf Coast with the most beautiful beaches in the world. People come from California to get married here. You're always
Scotland, Ireland, Russia.
And then I've been to California to do a wedding. So it all comes back around to you, you know, just, I think don't have that fear of being, you know, not as good as someone else, because you're as good as you. Not only as good as you can.
And the best thing
yourself.
too to remember is like, you know, like whenever like people find themselves like in that comparison, because I know I found myself there before, where it's just like, oh man, you know, they're doing this. It's like,
that's the entrepreneur's worst.
It is.
And you want to succeed.
You want to succeed. And it's like, you look at this and like, I know sometimes like, well, maybe I should change to do this because, you know, the success people are doing this. And it's like, wait, the world already has one of them. They need one of us. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's good.
They need us to be who we are.
Needle point that on a pillow, Caleb. World already.
I don't know how to needle point.
Have someone do it for you.
What is needle pointing?
I don't. It's just I got it from a movie. I don't know.
So you can't do it either?
No. Yeah, I mean, don't compare and have support and have no fear. I feel like, you know, we do batch recordings, ladies and gentlemen. So this is our third one, and all of them have kind of gone that way today. I feel like that's what needs to be put out, and that's what we are. WED Talks is community, collaboration, education, inspiration,
and get in that community too. I mean, you said it, we say it all the time. Like there's times whenever I'll be down, I'll call Ramsey, and Ramsey will be like, dude, suck it up, stop being like that. And same, you know, it's just like to have that community of people behind you. And like you said, having those like other people who it's like, man, I can't take every wedding, so like other people like get them, like, you know what I mean? There's more than enough.
Someone's out there waiting for a blessing. They're waiting for their shot. They're waiting for that wedding that's going to be like, oh, that's because that wedding at Margaritaville, that is what I remember as my launching point. And shout out to the Sakowitz family. I mean, they're just such amazing people. They took this girl who had experience, but not maybe knew everything that she was doing at the time. But man, that wedding was boss. It was great. And they couldn't have had better people. So it's just stay true to you. Stay in your lane and support other people. And don't be afraid to ask people, what do you think of my work? That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Am I doing okay? Like, 'cause I think once you feel like you know everything, you should probably stop. Because you never know everything.
No.
I don't care how long you've been in any industry. If I ever think I don't have to learn anything else, I got this on lockdown. You know, like,
you gotta
whatever.
keep learning.
You've got to keep. I went to a retreat this year to learn more about photography and just for inspiration and everything. And it was awesome.
What
totally
retreat?
Worth it. It was the Anchor and Veil Anchored Workshop.
Okay.
So it was up in South Carolina. Why do I always do that?
We just call it Carolina.
The Carolina. I went to the Carolina, and it was really cold. But we did styled shoots and had fun and learned things.
Oh,
and
wow.
Learned how to, and it was more about just photography. We learned about the back end of things, about how to use like automation, email automation, and just stuff. And those are things those are the things that pass you by when you think you know everything. So don't ever get in that rut of thinking you know everything, because otherwise you just don't need to be doing this anymore. You should probably do something else, because then
it's
you're
kind
bored.
of the thing, like when you stop growing, you start dying.
Absolutely.
You know, you gotta keep growing.
Absolutely.
Well, we're getting close to the end. It's flown by.
It's felt like 2 minutes.
Number one, we make dates with all of our clients to do Taco Tuesday.
What?
So we're gonna have to set that up.
My love language. What is happening?
Yes. Well, Caleb he's this dude right here. I wasn't a taco guy.
He wasn't.
Nope.
How were we ever friends?
How did I even live?
I think it's because you never told me. If he had ever told me that, I'd been like, we can't be friends.
No, I'm not going to be on your podcast.
Not going to be on your podcast because there's no tacos.
So he's brought me into the taco world, and I cannot live without eating taco like 2 or 3 times a week. Gotta get them. So that's number one. Number two, I came up with something when you were talking about parenthood. Punched in the face with parenthood.
That happens a lot.
Be like shot in the face apparently, dude.
That's what surprise babies are.
Yeah.
Punched in the face with parenthood. And again, we derail.
But it's okay. That's what we do. That's what we are WED Talks. Number 3, give everybody your, how can they find you on the gram, Facebook, social media, all that stuff?
Okay. Oh my goodness. So Facebook, you can probably just look up Melissa Wilson Photography, or it's, / Melissa Wilson Photo, / Melissa Wilson Photo. After that, Facebook.com stuff. And Instagram is at Melissa Wilson Photography, all smooshed together.
Nice.
And then website is www.melissawilsonphoto.com.
Nice. And real quick, I know we're about to run out of time, but you said something. If you're listening to this and you're down or you need support, like reach out to any one of us.
Please.
Yeah.
We would love to be there and help support because we all go through these ups and downs. And that's why you need people, you need a community. And like you were saying, lifting people up and lifting people.
Caleb, do it too.
Come on, Caleb. Come on.
What?
You know.
Oh, I gotta look up.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, if you are ever feeling any kind of way, have any kind of questions, just holler at any one of us. We would love to be there for you because without support and community, there is none of us.
We've all been there too.
Mm-hmm.
And we all love coffee or energy drinks if you're Ramsey. So,
Or tacos.
Taco Tuesday. So with that being said, Melissa, thank you so much.
I love y'all.
Oh, we love you too.
This is so fun. Let's do this every week.
Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Not really. See, Caleb just looked at me. He's like, "What'd you say, bro?"
Every week, Melissa will be here.
So we're definitely gonna have you back. Thank you so much,
Thank
Melissa
you guys.
Wilson. Love you, girl.
Love you,
Ramsey Coates.
Caleb Cummings.
Melissa Wilson.
We are WED
WED
Talks.